Hello, everyone, and welcome to this virtual story time. My name is August, and I'm the children's librarian at the Central City Library, and I'm so glad that you joined us today. This story time is about gardens, and I'm really excited about that because I love gardens. So I'm really excited to start off with singing a song about how things grow in the garden. I'm going to sing it twice, so you can first just listen and then you can sing along the second time. And you'll probably already know the tune because it is to the tune of the Wheels on the Bus. So we're going to start out by making the ground, our dirt here. And we're going to take a little seed. The little seed goes in the ground, in the ground, in the ground. The little seed goes in the ground. Will our flowers bloom? Now we're going to put some rain from the sky on our little seeds. The rain from the sky goes drip, drip, drop, drip, drip, drop, drip, drip, drop. The rain from the sky goes drip, drip, drop. Will our flowers bloom? And what about some sun on our seeds? The sun above is bright and hot, bright and hot, bright and hot. The sun above is bright and hot. Will our flowers bloom? All right, now we get to make our little sprouts. Our little seeds are sprouting fast, sprouting fast, sprouting fast. Our little seeds are sprouting fast. Look, our flowers bloomed. Good job, everyone. Let's do it again all together this time so you can do it along with me. So, the little seeds go in the ground, in the ground, in the ground. The little seeds go in the ground. Will our flowers bloom? And now the rain. Rain from the sky goes drip, drip, drop, drip, drip, drop, drip, drip, drop. The rain from the sky goes drip, drip, drop. Will our flowers bloom? Now let's put some sunshine on it. The sun above is bright and hot, bright and hot, bright and hot. The sun above is bright and hot. Will our flowers bloom? Our little seeds are sprouting fast, sprouting fast, sprouting fast. Our little seeds are sprouting fast. Look, our flowers bloomed. Yay, good job, everyone. Now, of course, not only flowers grow in the garden, there are also vegetables and fruits that grow in gardens. And I planted some things in my garden and they started to grow, but I can't quite see what they are. Will you help me? So I'm going to say some things about these different things that grew in my garden, and maybe you can guess what they are. So there's something in my garden I can't quite see. There's something in my garden. What could it be? This first vegetable is a brown vegetable that grows in the ground, underground. And it sometimes you peel it, and sometimes you mash it to eat it, and sometimes you might bake it in the oven. What could this brown vegetable be? That's right! It's a potato! So I've got two potatoes here from the garden, and we'll put those right there on the board. There's something in my garden I can't quite see. There's something in my garden. Now, what could it be? Now, this vegetable is a green vegetable that grows when it's cold outside. And it looks kind of like a little tree with a green stem or a green trunk and green leaves on the top. What could that vegetable be that looks like a little green tree? That's right. Good job. Good guess. That is broccoli. So we're going to add broccoli to our garden board right there. Very good. There's something in my garden I can't quite see. There's something in my garden. Now, what could it be? So this vegetable is an orange vegetable. And it could be small, but it could also grow to be really big. It grows on top of the ground with a vine. It grows from a vine. And you usually see it in the fall. So sometimes we eat this vegetable as a pie. We make it into a pie. That's really delicious. And sometimes we make this vegetable into jack-o'-lanterns at Halloween time. What is it? That's right. It's a pumpkin. Good job, everyone. All right. Got one more for you to guess. There's something in my garden I can't quite see. There's something in my garden, but what could it be? This is a fruit that grows a lot here in Louisiana in the springtime. And this is a berry, and it's red and sometimes shaped kind of like a heart, and it has little green leaves on the top of it. And it's also covered with tiny seeds. What could that fruit be? Good job! If you guessed a strawberry, you're right. That is the fruit from our garden. All right, everyone. Very good job guessing those fruits and vegetables. And now I'm really excited to share with you a story. This story, which we're reading today with permission from Macmillan Publishing, is called Grandma and the Great Gourd, retold by Chitra, Banerjee, Divakaruni, and illustrated by Susy Pilgrim Waters. This is a folk tale, as it says, retold. So it's retold by this author from the Bengali Folktale, which was the original folktale. And a great early literacy tip is to share books like this, folk tales and fairy tales, with your kids, because they often use words that we might not use in everyday speech. And that's a great way to increase vocabulary. So we're going to read Grandma and the Great Gourd. All right. Once upon a time, in a little village in India, there lived an old woman who everyone called Grandma. She loved gardening and had the best vegetable patch in the village. Grandma lived by herself in a little hut at the edge of the village, next to the deep, dark jungle. At times, she could hear herds of elephants lumbering on forest paths, thump, 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 or giant lizards slithering over dry leaves. Gosh, gosh. She didn't mind because she had two loyal dogs, Kalu and Bulu. You can see them there, Kalu and Bulu, to protect her. They also helped her with her garden. One day, Grandma received a letter from her daughter, who lived on the other side of the jungle. "Please come and visit me," said the letter. "I haven't seen you in so long, and I miss you." Grandma missed her daughter too, and decided to visit her. She was a little scared about traveling through the jungle where so many fierce animals lived. But then she said, "What's life without a little adventure?" She packed her things and said goodbye to her dogs. "Don't worry, boys," she told them. "I'll be back soon. Don't forget to take care of the garden." "We won't forget," said the dogs. "We'll chase away all the wild animals, and we'll listen for you. If you get in trouble, just call for us." As Grandma was traveling through the jungle, she came upon a clever red fox. "Ah, Grandma," he said, baring his pointy teeth and smacking his lips. "How nice of you to arrive when I'm so hungry." Grandma's heart went dip, 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 but she didn't let the fox see how scared she was. "If you're planning to have me for breakfast," she said, "that's a terrible idea. See how skinny I am? Much better for you to wait until I'm on my way back from my daughter's house, because she's such a good cook and I'll be a lot plumper then. You can eat me then if you like." "That sounds good," said the fox, and he let her go. Grandma walked deeper into the jungle. Coot, 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 coot. In a while, she came upon a shaggy black bear. "Ah, Grandma," he said, flexing his claws and sharpening them on a nearby rock. "How nice of you to arrive just when I'm so hungry." Grandma's heart went duk, 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 but she didn't let the bear see how scared she was. "If you're planning to have me for lunch, that's a terrible idea," she said. "See how skinny I am? I'll be a lot fatter on my way back from my daughter's house, because she's such a good cook. You can eat me then if you like." "That sounds good," said the bear, and he let her go. Grandma walked into the deepest part of the jungle. Coot, 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 coot. Suddenly, she came upon a sleek, striped tiger. "Ah, Grandma," he said, crouching low and swishing his tail. "How nice of you to arrive when I'm so hungry." Grandma's heart went doom, 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 but she didn't let the tiger see how scared she was. "If you're planning to eat me for dinner, that's a terrible idea," she said. "See how bony I am? I'll be a lot juicier on my way back from my daughter's house, because she's such a good cook. You can eat me then if you like." "That sounds good," said the tiger, and he let her go. Grandma reached her daughter's house. She had a wonderful time there, playing with her grandchildren and telling the neighbors all about her adventures in the forest. She worked in her daughter's garden, watering, digging, and sprinkling the ground with her special fish bone fertilizer, until the vegetables grew so large that the people from all over the village came to admire them. She ate the delicious dishes her daughter cooked, and just as she told the forest animals, she grew quite plump. But Grandma missed her dogs. She wondered if they had guarded her garden or if they had let the mice and birds eat everything up. Finally, she told her daughter, "It's time for me to go home. The only problem is the tiger, bear, and fox are waiting too. And this time, I won't be able to trick them with words." "Don't worry," said the daughter. "We'll come up with a plan." The two of them went into the garden so they could think better, and when they saw the giant gourds, they knew exactly what to do. Can you see this giant gourd here? There's the stem of the gourd. It's so big. The daughter picked the biggest gourd and hollowed it out. Grandma climbed inside. The gourd was quite comfortable because the walls were as thick as a mattress and its rind was as tough as a rhino's hide. The daughter gave Grandma some puffed rice and tamarinds to eat on the way and stitched the top of the gourd back on tightly and sealed it with rice glue. "Now no one will know it's you," she said. She took the gourd to the edge of the jungle and gave it a strong push. Gar, 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 gar. The gourd began to roll down the jungle path. In a while, the gourd reached the part of the forest where the tiger was waiting for Grandma. Because he had never seen such a large gourd, the tiger didn't know what it was. "What a strange creature," he cried. He sniffed around the gourd, but because it was all sealed up, the tiger couldn't smell Grandma at all. In a thin, high voice, Grandma called out, "I'm just a rolling gourd, singing my song. Won't you give me a push and help me along?" "I guess I could do that," said the tiger. "I wonder when that old woman's coming back, though. I'm getting terribly hungry." The tiger rammed the gourd with its head and sent it bouncing down the path. "Bop-ter-bop," said Grandma. "That was close. It's a good thing that the flesh of this gourd is so soft, or my bones would be shaking like the stones inside a rattle." In a while, the gourd reached the part of the forest where the bear was waiting. He, too, didn't know what the gourd was. "What a strange creature," he cried. He sniffed around the gourd, but he couldn't smell Grandma either. Grandma chanted, "I'm just a bouncing gourd, singing my song. Won't you give me a push and help me along?" "I guess I could do that," said the bear. "I wonder when that old woman's coming back, though. I'm getting terribly hungry." He gave the gourd a powerful swipe with his paw and sent it spinning down the path. "Bop or bop," said Grandma. That was close. The gourd rolled and bounced and spun until it was almost at the edge of the forest. Only a little while longer, thought Grandma. Just then, the gourd reached the part of the trail where the fox was waiting for Grandma. "What's this now?" he cried, sniffing around the gourd. Grandma chanted, "I'm just a spinning gourd, singing my song. Won't you give me a push and help me along?" But the clever fox said, 101 times I've sneaked into the villages to steal chickens, but I've never seen a singing gourd. Something odd is going on here." He grabbed the top of the gourd and shook it back and forth until the rice glue cracked and the stitches broke off, and out fell Grandma. Oh no, what do you think is going to happen? "Ah, Grandma," said the fox. "How nice and plump you look. Whatever were you doing inside a gourd?" "You caught me fair and square," said Grandma. "I guess you deserve to eat me up. But I have a request. Can I sing one last song before you start chewing on me?" "Oh, all right," said the fox, drooling a little. "Just don't make it too long." "I won't," said Grandma, and at the top of her voice, she sang, "Cooloo, booloo, toot-toot-oo, cooloo, booloo, come to me do, cooloo, booloo, I need you." Back in the village, Kulu and Bulu heard Grandma's voice. They knew she was in danger. Quick as wind, whoosh, whoosh, they flew into the forest, fangs bared, growling horribly. They chased the fox away, scaring him so much that he never came back. Grandma gave her dogs a big hug. "Thank you, boys," she said. "You saved my life." "Pew, pew," said Kalu and Bulu modestly. "It was nothing." When she got back to her hut, Grandma was delighted to see that her garden was chock full of vegetables. Kalu and Bulu had done a good job. She picked the freshest ones and cooked a delicious pot of chicory with lentils and rice, cauliflowers and peas, and shiny white potatoes as big as your fist. And together they ate it all up. The end. Thank you so much for listening to that wonderful story. And again, thank you to Macmillan for permission to share it today. If you want to access more information about gardens, you can use our library resource, Cloud Library, by going to the kids nonfiction section of Cloud Library. You can actually find a subcategory that's all about gardens and the different animals and insects that live there. So now we'll sing our goodbye song, and this will just be Goodbye Friends, and I'll sing it twice so that you can listen first and then sing along with me. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much for coming today, and have a great rest of your day.